Hello adventurous travelers and friends, and welcome back to a Bragworthy Adventures video. I'm your host Rose, and today we're traveling to Marco Island, Florida. My mom and dad live on Marco Island, and so I tend to go there quite often. When people come to visit them, people I know, like family and friends, I go down there so I can be with everyone. We've had family reunions down there, and also it's like my home away from home. I really love the place. So I've been to Mackle Island quite a few times ever since I moved to Florida. So I just want to give you my top 12 things to do if you head down to Mackle Island so that you can have a great time there, rain or shine. But let's start with shine, because that's why people come to the Sunshine State. One of my favorite experiences down on Mackle Island, which I highly recommend, is to take a jet ski tour. Often on these jet ski tours, you can encounter wild dolphins. Yeah, you heard me, wild dolphins, which is just an incredible experience. Obviously, if you haven't seen my video, Swimming with the Manatees in Florida, wild animals in Florida are just really great to encounter, especially in the water. So you can jet ski, you can see wild dolphins, sometimes you can see manatees. Oftentimes you can get these jet ski tours to take you to a little island that's covered in shells. So if you like to collect shells, it's a great thing to do. Just be careful you don't dump anyone off the back like my dad did to my mom twice on our tour, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it so much. There's multiple tour operators. I will put 2 up here for you to decide which one you might want to use. So I highly recommend going on a jet ski tour. If you're not into that fast-paced motor on the water life, you can also do an eco tour with a kayak. These are really interesting because you kind of get into the 10,000 islands, the mangroves, and you really get to see the flora, the fauna, and the creatures that are lying beneath the surface that you don't often notice.
The animal crawls out, and then it's really soft, and it'll like pump itself full of water to expand its shell before it hardens, then it'll harden, and that's how these animals grow. So this is just like a cast-off fingernail clipping. Actually, that kind of just grossed me out. I should use a different comparison. Anyway, but yeah, and these get really large. Like some of the females, I've seen females on the beach that are about this long, surprisingly big. Their blood is harvested and used in basically any time that a hospital draws blood, their blood is involved at some point.
It's really crazy how the guides can just from above, looking straight down, notice a conch or a sea star, and they jump down and they grab it, and you can interact with it, hold it, see it, and learn about it. It's a really sort of more slow-paced activity, but very interesting and a lot of fun, and a fun thing to do with families too. So this is the group that I went with. Another thing you can do on Marco outside is, of course, go to the beach. The beach, there are multiple sort of beaches on the island. There is sort of the public beach, which I go to the residence beach since my parents are residents, but if you're visiting, you probably won't be able to get in there. So you want to go to the public beach and find public parking for that, and that'll be closer to where all of the resorts are. The one thing about Marco Island Beach, the Marco Island Public Beach, Residence Beach, that I've noticed different to Boca beaches on the east side, the west side beaches seem to have a whole ton of sand before you ever even get to the Gulf. So keep that in mind. Make sure you wear sandals or something, because you'll probably want to take them off. There's also more shells, so if you like shelling, that's great, but also try and make sure you don't step on them the wrong way, because it can really hurt your feet. The other beach on the island that comes to mind as one of the beaches to go visit is Tiger Tail Beach. Now they have some of the best coconut shrimp at their little shack right there. They've also got a playground that's really cute. They have this kind of watchtower thing to see birds, and they have kayak rentals, paddleboard rentals. Now the interesting thing about Tiger Tail Beach is it's almost like its own little inlet, and if you want to get further out to the actual Gulf, you have to kind of wade like the pioneers through the water to the other side so that you can get over to that part of the beach. So keep that in mind. Make sure you have your stuff in a bag or something so you can hold it over your head so it doesn't get wet if you want to go all the way over through the little inlet. But the inlet is a nice place if you're new at paddleboarding or kayaking. It's kind of a safe spot to sort of play around without having the waves come in and hit you. Another 5-star worthy thing to do on Marco Island is to go to Mackle Park. This is a park, it's got a volleyball court, it's got a basketball court, it's got a splash pad, it's got an amazing like kids playground, it's got open fields, a big lake walk, dog parks, it has everything. And if you don't have something when you're there, you can go right up to the front desk, you can give them your ID and they'll give you the basketball you need, the shuffleboard equipment, anything you need so you can have a good time. And it's free. So it's a great activity to do during the day other than the beach, to be outdoors, enjoy the sunshine, and to save some money. Now for the remaining items that I love to do in Marco Island, I actually took you on a tour myself. Hey guys, I'm on Marco Island and we're about to take a drive around and show you some of our favorite places here and the places we think that you should hit up when you come to Marco Island. So let's get going. Okay, our first stop is at Marco Movies. This is a fun little eat-in movie theater that we go to a lot because my family is really into movies. They actually have some really good food. I like the pear and gorgonzola salad. I also like the jalapeno poppers, so they've got a pretty good menu. Or you can just get popcorn and treats. It's relatively small theaters, so you will want to probably get your tickets ahead so you know that you will have a seat. And it's not your typical seating, it's more like an actual table, like a round table with sort of desk chairs around it. So not the typical seating you're used to, but the closest theater on the island with great food. Now after you come out of the Marco Movie Theater, you can walk over to Shore Goods. So this is Shore Goods. It's a really nice local craft store and they have really good souvenirs too. A lot of cute stuff, a lot of shell themed things and island themed things. I always love going in there. I think they've got some of the cutest stuff and I wanted to make sure to point them out in case you're looking for something to bring home, or if you have a little time to do a little craft yourself or to buy some crafting stuff to take with you that will definitely have the island feel. So that's it for our first little shopping center and our first stop on this little trip around Marco. So I'm gonna jump right back in the Mustang and we will get going to the next spot. So our second stop is here at the Marriott, which is pretty close to where we were originally. The island's not that big, so it's easy to get from spot to spot. But the reason we're at the Marriott is to go to Quinn's. I want to show you the only restaurant on the island where you can actually eat on the beach. So they've got tables on the beach, and if you come at sunset, you can even see a fire breather. So my husband did point out it wasn't the best food we'd ever had, but I do think I want to make sure you know where it is because there's not a lot of eating opportunities where your feet can touch the sand or you can see a straight view onto the beach. So I still want to show you Quinn's even if it's not my favorite place to eat because I think it's a dining experience. I went here once with a friend and it was a boatload of fun. We went in an Everglades themed room and it was so immersive. They even had chains that locked us into an airplane and it looked so real. And one of the things I love is they've got multiple rooms and it's a great place to go, especially if it's rainy, let's say on Marco, while you're here and you can't go to the beaches that day. This is a great diversion and a lot of fun. And right around the corner from here is my favorite ice cream shop, Sweet Annie's. I absolutely love the ice cream they make. So Sweet Annie's is our favorite ice cream place on the island. Absolutely love it. They have so many flavors, but I have narrowed down my favorite as the raspberry chocolate truffle ice cream. My husband likes to shop around the different flavors and try new things. He also likes to try the sundaes that they have. They usually have one side as an arcade and then the other side as a ice cream spot, but the arcade was kind of taken down in the midst of COVID-19. But you'll see the huge list of flavors there, and every single ice cream I've tasted has been pretty awesome. Okay, so here we are at Scuba Marco. They are obviously scuba diving place. You can learn how to scuba dive with them or just go out for a scuba diving trip. I've gone a couple times and they are so sweet and so kind and so helpful. I went my first time outside of my instruction with them, and then I also went once when my husband and I felt a little seasick, and both times they were just really accommodating and very sweet. The diving isn't as clear as it might be in other places, but you can see some really cool things like 5-foot groupers. So if you're interested in doing some scuba diving while you're in Marco, go ahead and check them out. We are at almost one of my favorite little restaurants, cash only, so make sure to bring your cash or go to an ATM before you get here. But it's Levy Fish Taco. They have fresh fish every day. They've got fish platters and fish tacos. So good. You've got to come here and get some, and it's nice. You can sit outside. It's real authentic fishy food. So if you're into fish, go to Levy Fish Tacos. And then you can also walk around the shops, which it's just a cute little area. So we are in Isle of Capri now, which is right near Marco Island, but not technically on Marco Island. And it's also home to Island Gypsy, which is a great restaurant. They've got the hugest slices of carrot cake that are absolutely delicious, and they have a nice little gift shop where I've gotten a tank top from them before that I really enjoy. So I'll go show you a little bit of the restaurant, and then that is our last stop. So that is my little tour of Marco. We'll have the tank that I own one of, but it's in a different color. That was the little gift shop, and we're actually ordering a piece of carrot cake because this tour was so tiring. So I will show you a piece of the carrot cake and how big it is. So I hope you enjoyed that tour of the largest and only developed land in the 10,000 islands in Florida, and you found some things to put on your list to check out when you head to Marco Island. I will make sure that all the information for these places is down below so that you can find their sites, their prices, and you can better plan your trip. If you go to Marco, have an amazing time. Take a deep breath, let it out. It's one of the most relaxing places in the world if you let it be. If you like videos like this where I share my travel knowledge, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you can see more videos in the future. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye, travelers.